If you have an e-commerce business, I have a great news for you because I want to share with you the best banks for online store owners for e-commerce businesses in general. Okay, so here are the top banks I want you to pay attention to when it comes to e-commerce in general. You want to look at a few things. You want to look at convenience, you want to look at speed, and you want to look at affordability. In other words, you want to go for a bank that actually charges more, that actually charges less. Okay, so the first top bank I want to share with you is North One. And North One actually is pretty cool because it is a digital first banking platform. Okay. So with North One, you don't have branches. You do not have branches. You have to actually love online banking because it is a digital first platform. And this bank actually is designed specifically for small businesses and entrepreneurs. So if you're an online store owner, you will love what North One has to offer. Okay, and what do they offer? They offer a streamlined, user-friendly approach to business banking that's actually built for a quick self-service. I want to insist on that self-service. Okay, so of course they have agents, they have customer service reps, but you have to love the DIY, I would say, aspect of it. Okay, you do a lot of things yourself. And so North One's fully online model eliminates the need for physical branch visits, allowing small business owners like you and me, for instance, to manage their finances anytime, anywhere. So that flexibility is really fantastic. So if you are an online business owner who likes to have a digital first banking platform, go with North One. Okay, and so the cool thing is that North One has a robust set of features tailored to online retail. Okay, they have business accounts that fully integrate with popular tools like Shopify, Square, and Stripe. So those integrations are priceless. So those integrations facilitate easy transaction tracking and reconciliation, and even instant payouts in some cases. So that's really cool. You have the possibility to scale real fast. And also with North One, you have unlimited sub accounts, which is really ideal for separating funds for different product lines or marketplaces like Amazon, eBay, or Etsy. Another bank for e-commerce business this year is Wells Fargo. Now, Wells Fargo is your traditional bank. You know, if you love brick and mortar sort of branch visits, you want to talk to someone at a branch, you want to have a conversation about your account, all that kind of stuff, go with Wells Fargo or Bank of America or Chase. Okay, and so Wells Fargo is kind of cool. What I love about Wells Fargo when it comes to e-commerce businesses is that it has comprehensive solutions because basically in the last 5 years or 10 years, especially during COVID, Wells Fargo invested big time in boosting and beefing up their e-commerce business departments. Okay, so Wells Fargo actually is one of the largest banks in this country, and they have a long-standing reputation for supporting businesses of all sizes. So they have an extensive network of physical branches and ATMs. Okay, so you already have a strong footprint when it comes to brick and mortar, but they also have a solid digital footprint. Okay, so they have modern digital solutions. They have a modern way of doing business with through their app, online, all that kind of stuff. So this hybrid approach allows e-commerce businesses to enjoy both in-person support when needed with comprehensive online banking services. So that's kind of cool. So the cool thing is if you are an e-commerce entrepreneur, you will love Wells Fargo because the bank offers a suite of services designed to facilitate online transactions and global commerce. So if you have clients overseas, if you have clients in Europe, in Asia, in Africa, in Latin America, Wells Fargo can still support you. Okay, their payment processing solutions include options for online, mobile, and in-app payments, catering to our various e-commerce models. Okay, and Wells Fargo, that's pretty cool to actually remember. Also, is that Wells Fargo provides robust fraud protection services and chargeback management tools, crucial for online retailers. And additionally, there are foreign exchange services and international banking options make Wells Fargo an attractive choice for e-commerce businesses looking to expand globally. If you're looking for a bank for e-commerce business, I want you to really think about Bank of America. Now, Bank of America is also a top institution of the same caliber as Wells Fargo. Okay, in other words, Bank of America is actually a bank that's traditionally, that's traditionally, but also nationally available. So they have branches all over the 50 states. Okay, that's kind of cool. And one thing I want to say here is that what I love about Bank of America is that they also beefed up their tech investments, but they also have improved their customer service big time, especially when it comes to e-commerce business owners. Okay, so they have a vast network of physical locations and a strong online presence. Okay, so if you're an e-commerce entrepreneur like me, for instance, you will love the flexibility to bank how you prefer, either online, through mobile, or or through a physical visit. Okay, so Bank of America's business banking solutions are scalable, making them really suitable for e-commerce startups and established online retailers alike. So that's the flexibility I was telling you a little earlier about. That's really fantastic. Okay. And so when you are an e-commerce business owner, you will love the fact that Bank of America has a strong, very sophisticated cash flow management tools and merchant services. So you can accept credit cards, debit cards. I mean, you can really streamline your operation big time. For instance, the bank's online and mobile banking platforms offer real-time account monitoring and the ability to set custom alerts, helping e-commerce operators like you and me stay on top of their finances. And also, Bank of America's merchant services provide a range of payment processing options, including mobile and contactless payments, which are really essential for modern e-commerce. So this is really cool. And also, one thing that I love personally, because I've used it several times, is that Bank of America's Cash Pro platform offers sophisticated treasury management tools, allowing growing e-commerce businesses to optimize their cash flow and manage liquidity as they scale. So this is kind of cool. If you are an e-commerce business owner, you're looking for a the top bank for your business, I want you to think about Chase. Okay, Chase is also really cool, and Chase is actually the number one bank in this country. Really fantastic. I mean, with Chase, you actually have an institution that is renowned for its comprehensive business banking services. With Chase, you've got it all. You've got it all. This is the number one bank in the nation. And one thing you need to understand here is that Chase is actually the commercial banking arm of JP Morgan Chase and Co. Okay, so this is kind of cool. And with Chase, you have a strong presence both online and through its extensive branch network. So what happens here is that if you are an e-commerce business, you have actually the best of both worlds through Chase, right? Because your ability to actually tap into their digital solutions can also be complemented through visits at the branch. And Chase has a reputation for innovative financial solutions. Okay, so if you're looking for an online retailer, bank, think about Chase first and foremost. Of course, Bank of America is really good. Also, Wells Fargo is great. Also, but Chase is really wonderful. And so what I love about Chase is that they have great tools. They have diverse tools for e-commerce business owners like you and me. For example, their payment processing service is actually tailored for online transactions, providing competitive rates and robust security features. So their payment processing service is called Chase Merchant Services. So if you are an e-commerce entrepreneur like me, you can actually benefit from Chase's next day funding options. Can you imagine that? You get your cash within 24 hours. That's really fantastic. 24 to 48 hours. Okay. So you are able to have quick access to your sales revenue. And also with Chase, you can actually get you can have access to loans and lines of credit. So those are lending products for e-commerce businesses, including working capital and even equipment financing. So this is really cool. If you're looking for the best banks for e-commerce businesses, I want you to think about US Bank. And what I love about US Bank is that, of course, you have a tier 2 bank. You don't have a tier 1 bank such as Chase or Credit Union. Or Chase or Bank of America. Okay. But you still have a great solid bank. So US Bank is actually in, let's say, 20 or so states. But the cool thing is you have a full service bank. Okay, this is a full service bank. This is a major financial institution. Okay, and they have a strong regional presence and comprehensive business banking services. So, and the bank has been around for more than 150 years. That's a lot of years. Okay, they actually were created in 1863. So this is a very it's a great bank with a proven track record. So they actually blend traditional banking expertise with digital innovation. So if you are looking for a bank that caters to online retailers like me and you, go for a US Bank. Okay. Now for US Bank, their e-commerce their e-commerce model has tailored solutions. For example, their payment processing service, that's the 11, is particularly well suited for online transactions, providing actually a secure payment gateway and support for multiple currencies. And US Bank also offers a specialized cash flow management tools. Okay, so that's really good. And their business credit cards come with rewards programs that can be particularly beneficial for online retailers managing frequent inventory purchases. You also have PNC Bank. So if you're looking for a top bank for e-commerce businesses, think about the PNC Bank. Okay, and PNC Bank is kind of similar to US Bank in the sense that this is a tier 2 bank. Okay, it has a strong regional presence. They're in about 20 or so states. Okay, they have a great digital first approach, great customer service. Okay, you have a customer centric approach, so that's really fantastic. And basically, they have, for instance, a cash flow insight tool that is particularly valuable for online retailers, providing real time cash flow analysis and forecasting. Okay, and PNC Merchant Services offers competitive rates for payment processing, so that's really good. So if you're an e-commerce business, you will love that too. That's really fantastic. Next, if you're looking for a top bank for e-commerce business, I want you to think about TD Bank. So TD Bank actually is great for online businesses, and TD Bank actually they have extended hours. Okay, and even 7-day banking at many locations. Can you imagine that 7-day banking? That's really fantastic. So the bank actually has a strong physical presence in the eastern part of the United States. So this is also a tier 2, tier 3 bank. Okay, and they actually are in Florida too. And you might actually give them a chance if you are an e-commerce entrepreneur and you're trying to really boost your banking relationship. Could be a great ally. You also have Citibank. So if you are looking for global expansion, Citibank could be your friend. Citibank could be your partner. Okay. And what I love about Citibank is that they offer a global perspective that can be particularly valuable for e-commerce businesses with international ambitions. If you're thinking about scaling outside this country, you want to go to Europe, Africa, you want to go to Asia, you want to go to Latin America, or whatever, Citibank can really help you big time. Okay, can really help can help you expand real fast. So Citibank's offerings for e-commerce businesses like yours or mine are both comprehensive and globally oriented. Okay. So their Citi Business online platform provides powerful cash management tools, allowing e-commerce operators to manage accounts, make payments, and analyze cash flow across multiple countries and currencies. So this is really good. And their merchant services include robust online payment processing solutions with fraud protection features, essential for secure e-commerce transactions. And for if your business engages in cross-border commerce, Citibank's foreign exchange services and international banking expertise can be invaluable, especially if you want fast answers. Okay, you want to have a fast process. Basically, this bank can really be helpful big time. So those are the top 8 best banks for e-commerce businesses you want to pay attention to this year. Okay, so but before you choose a bank for your e-commerce business, there are a few things you want to pay attention to. So the first feature you want to pay attention to is transaction fees. Look for a bank with low or no fees for transactions, including deposits, withdrawals, and the transfers. You also want to think about online banking. So ensure the bank offers robust online banking services, including mobile app access, okay, 24/7 support, because if it's online, you want customer service to be always accessible. Otherwise, it'll be a bummer, right? Imagine in the middle of the night, you caught a transaction and you want to really inquire about that transaction, and the bank is sleeping. You do not want to have that. And you also want to have secure transaction processing. A third feature, so besides transaction fees and online banking, you want to also pay attention to merchant services, okay? So check if the bank provides or integrates with merchant services, such as payment gateways, POS systems, and integration with e-commerce platforms. That's really important from a scalability point of view, okay? Think about foreign exchange services. So if you deal with international customers, having a favorable foreign exchange set of rates and services is important. Think about customer support. So reliable and responsive customer support is essential for resolving issues quickly and efficiently, okay? You also have business loans and lines of credit. The thing is that when you go with a bank for e-commerce business, make sure that the bank has available to you and other entrepreneurs business loans, business lines of credit, business credit cards, and other financing options, because those, you know what, in business there are ups and downs, right? So anytime you have access to this type of business credit, you can really you can find a solution for cash flow management and growth. You also want to look at security features. So look for a bank that offers advanced security measures like fraud protection, encryption, and multi-factor authentication. That's an important element to think about. Look for banks that offer advanced security measures like fraud detection and financial reporting. Okay. Also, encryption and multi-factor authentication. When it comes to account management, make sure you have things like budgeting, expense tracking, financial reporting, and finally, look at the reputation and stability of the bank, right? Because considers the bank reputation, stability, and reviews from other e-commerce business owners. That can be really helpful, big time. So in conclusion to this conversation, I spoke to you about the best banks for e-commerce business. The top banks include Northern, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Chase, US Bank, PSC Bank, TD Bank, and Citibank. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.